Hi, classes. Wow. By now, we've seen most all of you, right? We've been to your houses and you have your summer fun bags. Some of you have peeked inside of them already. It was good to see you. And there's really just 2 more days of school left, and then summertime is yours until we meet together again. Today's Bible story is a story about a man that you'll be familiar with. He had a problem seeing things. Not just because he couldn't see out of his eyes, but because he didn't see with his heart. And I want to share that story with you. And I want you to think, do you see things with your heart? A new way to see. Of all the people who kept the rules, Saul was best. I'm good at being good, he'd tell you. He was very proud and very good. But he wasn't very nice. Saul hated anyone who loved Jesus. He traveled around looking for them. He wanted to catch them and put them in prison. He wanted everyone to forget all about Jesus. He didn't believe Jesus was the rescuer, and he didn't believe Jesus was alive either. You see, Saul had never met Jesus. So Jesus met Saul. Saul was on his way to Damascus when suddenly a dazzling light flashed like lightning. It was brighter than the sun. It was too bright. Saul shielded his eyes and fell to the ground. He heard a loud voice. It was too loud. It gave Saul a headache. Saul, Saul, said the loud voice, why are you fighting me? Lord, Saul answered, who are you? I am Jesus, said the voice. When you hurt my friends, you hurt me too. Saul's whole body trembled. Go to the city, Jesus said. I'll tell you what to do. When Saul opened his eyes, he couldn't see. His helpers had to hold his hand and lead him like a little child. Saul was blind for 3 whole days, and yet it was as if he was seeing everything for the first time. Meanwhile, there was a man called Ananias who loved Jesus. Jesus came to him in a dream. Go to Saul and pray for him, and I will make him see again. Ananias knew all about Saul and how he hated Jesus' followers. Lord, he has come to hurt us. But Jesus told Ananias, Saul is the one I have chosen to tell the whole world who I am. So Ananias went to Saul. Brother Saul, Ananias said, it was Jesus you met on the road. And Ananias prayed for Saul. Suddenly, Saul could see again, but he saw everything differently. He wasn't mean anymore. He even changed his name from Saul to Paul, which means small and humble. And that's the opposite of proud. And do you know what Ananias's name means? The Lord is full of grace. What is grace? Grace is just another word for gift. That's kind of funny because that's what Paul's message was all about from then on. Grace. It was about grace. Listen to Saul, now turned Paul. You're going to love the things he was sharing with the people. It's not about keeping rules. Paul told people, you don't have to be good at being good for God to love you. You just have to believe what Jesus has done and follow him. But it's not about trying, it's about trusting. It's not about rules, it's about grace. God's free gift that cost him everything. What had happened to Paul? He met Jesus. Paul got a new job. He called himself a servant and traveled everywhere, telling everyone about Jesus. He got shipwrecked 3 times. He even ended up in prison. God loves us. He wrote from prison. Nothing can ever, no, not ever, separate us from the never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love of Jesus. And so it was, just as God had promised Abraham all those many years before on a dark night. The family of God's children grew and grew until one day they would come to number more than even all the stars in the sky. Boys and girls, you are those stars that they talked about in Abraham's day. You're one of those stars because you're part of God's family. And God loves you with an always and forever love. And boys and girls, you know, this talked about Saul not being able to see. But you know what he wasn't able to see? He wasn't able to see with his heart. He did things that were cruel and hurtful. And it wasn't until he trusted and loved Jesus that his heart saw things in a new and different way, and then he became loving. So I just challenge you to make sure that when you see things, you're seeing things with your heart too, that you are showing and sharing love with others.